Because it's almost like enabling. When you're not doing that, you're enabling that other relationship, right? You're kind of feeling responsible for that other relationship in addition to your own. And that takes out a lot of energy, right?
Well, and I loved your quote. I wrote it down a few moments ago about that the more intimate you get, the more responsibility you have to it. And intimacy is not necessarily that merging of you and, like, I am more intimate with my business now that it is processed because it is separate, that kind of, so I think
it's too close, you can't see it.
Right.
So part of that process is actually bringing it back so you have a better perspective of
Right.
what's going on. Yeah.
And I love that the more intimate we get, the more responsibility we have to it. So yes, thank you for that.
Well, thank you for are you enjoying your business more?
It does put a different spin on the holidays.
Well, yeah.
But you know what I think for me it is one, I understand why Santa goes to the Caribbean after Christmas. But two, you know what I think it is I now have the chance, the first 2 years, I didn't necessarily always get to step back and enjoy the joy people had. Like that now I can be more present in those moments of engaging,
She just said the big word.
Engaging with them. I had a client who the first year we gave away a 5-pound tub of chocolate chip cookie dough. And I like our chocolate chip cookie dough, and she was so crazy, she went and bought another 5-pound tub,
wow.
and I was like,
Wow.
What are you doing with all that cookie dough? And but now 4 years later, she emailed me in the fall and she said, please tell me you're producing this year. We definitely want, the cookie dough. So 4 years ago, I think I missed the moment of her, engagement or her. So
How many people say that about their relationships when their kids grow up? Their kids grow up, they leave the house, they're like, oh my gosh, I wasn't present enough. I totally missed all of those years having them at home. And that's where fulfillment comes from. When you said the word presence, being present, that is probably the key to any fulfillment in a relationship, whatever that relationship is, right? Is being able to be present. So having that process map, having, a budget, whatever you need to do to be more present. Otherwise, if we're not present in it, it's just something that's coming through. We have kids and we raise them and they go off, and if we're not present, that's really, we're just a manufacturing block at that point, right? We're just providing a space, but we're not engaged.
And
right?
I think along what you're saying, and this is what was so important for me, I always said that I didn't manufacture cookie dough. I knew that's the model for the business. But what I did was I created the moments where moms cooked cookies with their kids, where,
Wow.
I made
Yeah, I love that too.
memories, or I made it easy. So
That's what you're in the
wipe
business
the
for.
flour off the kitchen cabinets in February.
So do you think you are passing your business cards around
Yeah.
the table, right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yes, no, I think that's fantastic that you said that.
And one last point, and then I'll be quiet because I know we're wrapping up, but you were talking about being present in the moment now, but I think it also, for me this year, we're going to be doing some really exciting things this year with classes, with some other things. So I have more joyful anticipation to this year, not to, oh man, how are we going to be hauling 50-pound bags of flour and 40 pounds of butter in a mixer, now it's like, oh my God, that's going to be so much fun to be out there with those people, and there's more of that joyful anticipation than dreaded growth concern. I mean, I have concerns, don't get me wrong, but and I think that's the aspect where these marry well, because I have the budgets and the processes, but it's bringing that piece in too of being present and.
Absolutely. And what you said, when you said, why, Santa goes on
I
vacation
do.
afterwards, all relationships
I got
take
the
work.
commander next to him.
Yeah, exactly. All relationships take work, right? So it's a given. We're all going to have challenges in relationships. But if we don't have fulfillment, if we don't have presence, we actually aren't there. We are there physically, but we're not getting the juice out of those relationships that we need to. We're not getting the juice out of that business that we hopefully went into it for. I love that you say, I'm not in the business to make cookie dough. I'm in the business really for experience, to provide experiences for people, because you know what, that's what life is about. Life is not about the destinations. It's not about the money in the bank account. It's not about how many friends have liked us on Facebook. It's not about those things. It's literally about the processes that bring the fulfillment to those pieces of our lives.
And that's our tagline, is celebrating Christmas baking traditions. And we got really good
I like
dough,
that too.
don't get me wrong, I love my dough. I've taste tested too much of it, but yeah, it's that piece that makes it the difference from mechanical to meaningful.
Oh,
And
nice.
the brand, it goes to branding, right? That's why
Yep.
people talk about, why do people spend more money on one clothing label than the other? It's branding, right? So. I think
It's
that's-
how they feel when they
Mhm.
either wear it or have it or, whatever. It's how we feel. You're bringing feeling to people, yeah.